Again, I'm the moderator for this session today. My name is Amy Griesmer, and I'm a member of the League of Women Voters, which is the sponsor of this event. We'd also like to thank the sponsor, the Linn County REC. Thank you very much. Also, thank you to Shia Hattery, Architecture and Engineering, and Copyworks of Cedar Rapids. In just a moment, County Supervisor Ben Rogers will address you on the state of the county. When he concludes his remarks, we will be taking questions. If you've never attended a League of Women Voters format, we typically take the questions by having you write them out on slips of paper, which you can find at your table. Then you raise your hand and a volunteer will come and collect a question. Of course, we are not going to be able to get to everyone's questions today, but we try to address the broad topics that are submitted to us. And I'm sure, although I'm speaking now here without having asked you this, but if your question is not addressed today in this forum, I'm sure the supervisors will be here afterwards. Oh, I thought, boy, you're dashing off. They'll be here afterwards, and they can certainly talk with me then. So with that, I'd like to welcome Ben Rogers and hear the state of the matter. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Ben Rogers, Chairman of the Linn County Board of Supervisors, and I represent District 3, which is most of the northeast side of Cedar Rapids and Hiawatha. It is my honor to present to you today the 2011 State of County Address. And thank you for being here today, because the most valuable asset we have is time. So I appreciate you sharing yours with us. I'm pretty thrilled about this. This is the largest attendance we've ever had for a State of the County Address. And it was also one of the largest gatherings of young professionals at a State of the County Address. So the new guard are certainly making their presence known. I would like to also thank the League of Women Voters today for this event. The League has been a key player in advocating citizen education and involvement in government for more than 90 years, and we should applaud them for their efforts. Joining me today are my colleagues, Supervisor Drew Barron from District 1, Supervisor Linda Langston from District 2, Supervisor Brent Olson from District 4, and Supervisor John Harris of District 5. If you have not met John Harris, I recommend that you introduce yourself to him sometime. John has been a great addition to the board, and we're thrilled to have him. He's intelligent, he's a quick study, and thoughtful in how he makes decisions. He has jumped right into this job with vigor and energy, and it's no wonder that he was a popular mayor of Pale, so glad to have you aboard, John. Also here today are other Linn County electeds: Linn County Sheriff Brian Gardner, Linn County Treasurer Sharon Gonzalez, Linn County Recorder Joe McKenna, Linn County Auditor Joe Miller, and County Attorney Jerry Vandersanden. Together we represent over 800 talented and dedicated Linn County employees serving the needs of area residents. I'd also like to thank the other elected officials who are joining us today. We have Marion Mayor Paul Wren. We have his, I'd also like to acknowledge Lon Pluckham, his city administrator. From Cedar Rapids, we have Mayor Ron Corbett, who set the bar pretty high for me last month. We also have council members Monica Vernon, Chris Julick, and Don Carr. And I'd also like to introduce Joe O'Hearn, who is our new flood director. We're glad to have you on board. And I'd like to take a point of personal privilege and also acknowledge longtime Linn County Supervisor Jean Oxley, who is here today. We're very thrilled that you're here, and her name is being honored on one of our buildings, the Jean Oxley Linn County Public Service Center, or the OX. It is my goal that you walk out of here today understanding a few key facts, namely how Linn County is moving on and moving forward from the flood, our fiscal strength, and the human services that Linn County provides that has real impact on our residents. And I'm sure most of you are aware that our most important role in the last 3 years has been flood recovery. And I'll get to our 5 building projects that are currently underway next. But I want to say that as a community, we must think and talk beyond recovery. We must move into a new, positive mindset of redefinition, rebuilding, and rebirth. I'm very excited about the new possibilities and opportunities that exist within Linn County with our new convention center, the federal courthouse, a year-round city market, the Bohemian Triangle of arts, culture, and entertainment near 3rd Street, a state-of-the-art library, a restored theater, Cedar Rapids and Paramount, Wiki Uphill, and our wonderful Linn County parks and trails. These are the signs of progress. Through these projects, we are making a statement to the entire state of Iowa and the Midwest that Linn County is a thriving, healthy place that values all of our citizens. I think we need to stop and reflect on the magnitude of what happened to us almost 3 years ago, what we have done to redefine ourselves, and how our residents have turned disaster into opportunity. This is probably the most exciting time in our history to be a Linn County resident. These will be the years that we look back and say, this is when Linn County, Cedar Rapids, and our region reclaimed its place as the envy of this state. We really do have a lot of positive momentum, but I also understand it's hard for us to move on when so many of our residents are still not yet whole. But we are a community that wants young people, businesses, and families to make the conscious choice to make Linn County their home. The next 5 to 10 years will be our most transformative. And I don't know about you, but I'm very excited to be here to see this progress through. We are making investments in our future that allow us to rebuild better than what we were before, and still provide the services that our residents need. Linn County's investment to rebuild our critical infrastructure will end up being around about $80 million. However, Linn County taxpayers will only be responsible for $13 million, or 16% of the total rebuilding costs. This is because your Linn County officials and staff dedicated themselves to leverage every dollar from every possible resource, including FEMA, the state, and iJobs. In addition to being proud of the way we are stewarding our financial resources, which are your hard-earned tax dollars, Linn County residents can be proud of the way that we are leveraging our local talent, from the architects to general contractors to subcontractors. We are committed to putting local workers to work. In 2010, Linn County broke ground on 5 construction projects. All 5 of these projects have a project labor agreement in place. These buildings are the Gene Oxley Linn County Public Service Center, the Community Services Building of Linn County, the Juvenile Justice Center, the Linn County Courthouse, as well as the Linn County Correctional Center. I would also like to note that the Sheriff's Department was rebuilt and operational less than 18 months after the flood. The Board of Supervisors unanimously approved project labor agreements for each building to help ensure local people were put to work at quality wages. All of our buildings with a project labor agreement in place are on schedule. And as importantly, union and non-union laborers right here from this community are working side by side on our projects, spending their hard-earned paychecks here in Linn County. Our commitment to building and buying local is good for local business and is helping stimulate the local economy. When the construction is complete, we will have quality buildings that the community will be proud of. And speaking of construction, I want to share with you a piece of history that ties into our projects. This is a picture of me with my grandfather and my father back in 1982. And 1982 is an important year, and I'll get to it, but I'm going to kind of do a Sarah Palin and go rogue here for a second. 2 observations I want to make about this picture, other than how adorable I am. The first is the fact that phones used to have cords, which is totally a foreign concept for my generation. And the second is my dad's hair. He constantly still reminds me to this day that I need to get a haircut. But it's funny, this is actually pretty short hair for my dad. And if you don't believe me, please enjoy this picture. In case, I hope you can see it, but I'll do it to scale. It's about out to here. And I thought growing up that my dad suffered from some kind of disorder because every time he turned his head, his hair took a second or 2 to follow. Happy April Fool's Day, Dad. I couldn't resist. Okay, back to 1982.
The reason I showed that first picture, because around about that time, my father was on a jail committee to help pass a bond referendum in this community to build a new jail on Mays Island. That bond passed, and as a result, my father received this certificate as a token of appreciation. I have literally seen this certificate my entire life, but have never really paid attention to it. It was in his office when we lived in New Zealand, it was at his home office, and now it's in his office in Cedar Rapids at AdTrack. As fate would have it, around about the time we were bonding for the jail and the courthouse, I was having a meeting with him at AdTrack, and for the first time this certificate jumped out at me. When I saw 4 familiar words that are now normal nomenclature in our thinking, and it said general obligation jail bonds. And so for the first time I paid attention to it, and what I found was staggering. In 1982, this community passed bonds of $7.2 million for a staggering 9% interest. 9%. We have done a total of $13 million of bonding in Linn County at an average of less than 3%. We, because of the market conditions we are in, and with our AAA bond rating, we have been able to embark on a fiscally prudent path and take advantage of historic low interest rates to rebuild our county infrastructure. And let me assure you that we, your county government and staff, are not just building to what we once were. We are building better, smarter, and more efficiently. We're environmentally conscious in our new and existing construction as well as in our demolition. For instance, 70% of the former options of Linn County building that served residents with physical and intellectual disabilities was recycled during demolition and kept out of the landfill. The new community service building of Linn County, the Gene Oxley Public Service Center, and the Juvenile Justice Center are being constructed to exceed code requirements and achieve LEED Silver certification. LEED, or Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, is an internationally recognized green certification system. Many of Linn County's new construction and renovated buildings will incorporate public art in their final design. In 2010, the Board of Supervisors unanimously passed a public art ordinance that designated 1% of the construction cost of new or renovated county buildings towards public art. Public art enhances the aesthetic value of public places and makes timeless impact on public buildings. And as an example, our Linn County Courthouse was built right around the Great Depression. If there was ever a time not to include anything